Reports also come from other Israeli sources saying that Israel now stands on the brink of civil war. If you read the Israeli press, the Hebrew language press, if you pay close attention to what the Israelis are saying, a very different picture emerges. Far from being an omnipotent presence who pulls the strings of governments internationally, Benjamin Netanyahu is surrounded by crisis. His inner circle is shrinking. He's currently trying to remove the head of what's effectively the Israeli FBI, which is called Shin Bet. He's trying to get rid of the head of the Israeli security service because they're investigating him, because he's implicated in an enormous scandal called Qatargate, which involves him having taken money personally and to his associates over the past 13 years, involving him paying Hamas with Qatari money by telling his agents to cross the border into Gaza with suitcases full of US dollars. This is an enormous scandal that threatens to bring him down, amidst other scandals about him perverting the judiciary, and the Attorney General of Israel is about to tell him that he's destroying Israel's democracy. Reports also come from other Israeli sources, again in Hebrew, some in English, saying that Israel now stands on the brink of civil war, with the country roughly divided, around 50-50, between people who support Benjamin Netanyahu broadly or fanatically, and people who are concerned that he is driving it into the abyss, as some say. 2 years ago, the former chief of Mossad, a man called Tamir Pardo, warned the world that Benjamin Netanyahu was leading Israel into self-destruction. Now, the reports again, very seldom in English, but very often now in Hebrew, from the army show an exhausted and overextended force that is suffering increasing desertions, that complains of having no clear military goal in Gaza or indeed in any of its wars, of a constitutional crisis where Israel's democracy is being destroyed. And these are not merely liberals who say this about Netanyahu. He is not being criticised solely from the left, but from the right as well, and from significant figures like Yair Lapid and Naftali Bennett and Gadi Eisenkot. Lapid and Bennett are former prime ministers of Israel themselves, and Eisenkot is the former chief of the Israeli army. And all these people, together with many others, are now saying that Israel faces a grave crisis as its economy suffers terrible damage as well, from the compound wars which Netanyahu is charged with continuing simply to remain in power. Practically everybody outside his inner circle now accuse him of having sabotaged every hostage deal over the last year to remain in power, of having prolonged and started wars to remain in power, to distract Israelis and the world from the serious crises that are building around him, which he has created himself. So, the impression that you may get from the media is a profoundly different one from the Israeli media itself. And I think this may be one reason why you only ever see these reports in the Hebrew language, because it's very difficult to find them in the first place, and it's also very difficult to translate them.
Aloha everyone, this is Jason Jones for LifeSite News. We hope you enjoyed this video. For more content like this, check the link in the description. You can also connect with us on social media to stay up to date with the latest news on life, faith, family, and freedom. Thanks for watching, and may God bless you.